actually just got back from a third world country. Yeah, Yuma, Arizona. Oh my gosh, have you been to that town? It's like the Star Wars cantina down there. I got pulled over by their police department for speeding, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I panicked, and the police officer's like, why are you going so fast? And I said, my wife called. She said the house that we're staying in, the front window is broken, and she thinks the burglar's still inside. Swear to God, the cop goes, let's get this son of a gun. He makes me follow him, lights and siren, to the house. I call the wife in a panic. I'm like, weird request. I need you to break out the front window. My poor son that was taking a nap got arrested for a felony, so. But no, I was doing comedy at their comedy club in Yuma, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I was not doing well. I was bombing. I was doing so bad. There was a guy in the front row in a wheelchair. I did so bad, he stood up and walked out the door. I don't think that's good. I love this audience. It's great. Give yourself a round of applause. This is awesome. So cool. And we have like every type of music in here. Look around. I saw some young people. You guys like stream your music? We got a lot of CDs and cassettes are here. Got a couple Suspect 8-tracks. Yeah. And we got Phonograph right there. There he is. We got Generation Z, Generation BC. We're going to have fun. Where do you live, Phonograph? Do you live here in Chandler? Gilbert? Did you hear about the Gilbert Police Department today? They're now going to do background checks in Gilbert on carnival workers. And if they've been convicted of a felony, they can't work the carnival this year. Meaning, Gilbert's not having a carnival this year. I have kids. We got some parents in the room. Raise your hand, parents. Some of you look sad at that. So I have 2 teenage boys, and my one son thinks he's a comedian. He likes to roast me too. This is his best roast joke, I think. He goes, Dad, you look like an indecisive person. I'm like, why am I indecisive, son? And he goes, because you have 2 chins and you're only trying to grow a beard on one of them. It's pretty good. You gotta give him credit. And my son is very cheap. For Father's Day, I got my present. I opened this present up. It's AAA batteries with a note attached, gift not included. We took my son to Disneyland. We're on that roller coaster that's in the dark Space Mountain. We are on this ride, and I look over mid-ride, and my son is text messaging on his phone. Mid-ride! And then it made me realize how I'm gonna die. I'm gonna be on life supports, and he's gonna unplug me to charge that dang phone! Right? And I don't get this, like all my kids listen to is 1990s gangster rap music. Really? We live in Gilbert. They think they're in the movie Boys in the Hood. It's more like Boys in the Gated Community. They're listening to NWA, I'm part of an HOA. And how gangster can you be if you're allergic to peanuts and gluten, right? Come on. Where's my married people at? Married? Same disappointment as the kid question, okay. Who's been married over 30, 40 years in this room? Wow, you raised your hand almost every question. How many years?
36.
How many?
36.
36 years? Wow. Oh, someone's like, screw you guys. So how many? How many? 30. Oh, well, they win. They win. 36 years, like in a row?
Yeah.
Wow. Good job, sir. Good job. You get it too. There you go. I was at a show last night, And honest to God, this couple had been married 63 years. And I asked the husband, I said, what's the secret to marriage? And he says, communication and always understanding each other. I asked the wife the same question. She goes, no habla inglés. Great. I've been married 28 years to my high school sweetheart. Thank you. Yeah, my high school sweetheart. I was her teacher. No. It's funny, when we were early on married, we would like make out. One time we made out in a tent. Another time we made out on a putting green. And then the most fun for us is we actually made out in a kayak. Now we're no longer allowed at that Bass Pro Shop, so that's okay. We fart in front of each other. You guys do that? Yeah, never. It's never happened, right? 36. Wow, you're in church, sir. You're lying right now. So 2 weeks ago, I won't get too graphic. 2 weeks ago, I fart, and my wife goes, "You're disgusting." She farts the other day, and she goes, she farts the other day, and I go, "You're disgusting." And she goes, "That wasn't a fart. That was an angel's whisper." I'm like, your angel needs mouthwash. What the? An angel's whisper. That made me laugh so hard I farted. I got in trouble with the wife. We went to the mall, Scottsdale Mall, and she's shopping for dresses. And she asked me the question no man wants to hear, and I'm trying to be funny. And she goes, "Do I look fat in this dress?" And again, I don't know what I was thinking, and I was like, "It depends." She's like, "Depends on what?" And I'm like, "How much is that dress?" She says $1,300. And I was like, "Move." No way, man. My wife says I'm on social media too much. She says I'm on the Facebook too much. She goes, "You better do something about it." So I did. I blocked her. My wife says I'm not polite. I said, "I'm not polite. I opened your car door last week on our date." And she goes, "Yeah, but we were driving 75 miles an hour." Some of the women have crossed their arms at me now. That's okay. How about crazy family? Who's got crazy family in here? Yeah? Just so you know, if you didn't raise your hand, clap or woo, you're the crazy in your family. So currently, right now, my mother-in-law and father-in-law live with us. Yeah, old boy is right. And they fight all the time. And my father-in-law is like, "Hey, man, can I sleep on your couch?" And I'm like, "No, I'm married to your daughter. That's where I sleep." Come on. I just had a birthday. I just turned 40 years old. I don't like what's happening as I'm aging, man. My body is changing. Like, my buddy has one of these hairless cats, right? We're at his house, and his hairless cat sniffed my phone, unlocked my facial recognition. I don't think that's good. And as I'm getting older, I'm getting paranoid about death. I haven't shared this. Tell me if I'm weird. I prepaid for my cremation. Is that weird? No? Prepaying for your cremation? But now I'm having regrets. Like, what if I die in a fire? Do I get a refund? I want to know. I wanted to talk about my job a little bit. I'm actually a naval veteran, retired from the police department. Is that a good thing, bad thing? Yeah? Thank you. I was at a show, and this lady yells out, "Get off the stage, pig." And that's the last time I invite my mother to a show. I tased her. I don't care. I don't care. So I get off stage, she comes up to me and she's like, Jimmy, you need to know that those pretty girls said that you look like that cop from the movies. And I got excited and I was like, oh, like Mel Gibson from Lethal Weapon? And she goes, no, they said a Paul Blart mall cop. Nice. Some have asked me why I wanted to become a police officer. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Discounted food. If you do not know, at Chipotle, if you show your badge and ID, you get 50% off. If you show your gun, 100% off. Kentucky Fried Chicken actually gives you 75% off. And I'm going to be honest with you, I got addicted to the Kentucky Fried Chicken. I started eating it like every day. Like most cops are trying to make sergeant, I was trying to make colonel. It was bad. Like I literally voted for Bernie Sanders because I thought he might be related to Colonel Sanders. Some of the Trump people are like, that better be a joke, comedian. I was not a jerk cop. I think we would agree there's some out there. I was not. They made me the DARE officer half of my career. Yeah, we all know how effective that program was. But what's ironic is I have a disease, not a joke, called Crohn's disease. And they assigned me, my doctor said, we're going to give you a medical marijuana card. Now, I'm not one that promotes drugs in any way, but it helps me. But do you understand the hypocrite that I've become? I have told these kids for years to just say no to drugs. They were like, medical marijuana card? I was like, yeah! And I am not good on the marijuana. I smoked way too much one time. I'm walking down the street to pick up my daughter from middle school. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't have a daughter, so. One time I pulled over this guy when I was a police officer and he was very high. And I walk up and he's going 10 miles an hour when I pull him over. And I walk up and I'm like, sir, are you okay? You're going 10 miles an hour. And he's like, that's the speed limit, man. And I'm like, no, man, that's the highway sign, I-10. I'm like, when you get to the 101, that's not the speed limit. We just adopted a dog. I'm excited about this. We adopted a retired canine officer. Sounds kind of cool, right? Thumbs up, cool, yeah. It's not cool when you have a medical marijuana card. We are messing this dog up. Last time I was smoking, I think he wanted to call the police on me. I felt bad. I told the wife, I said, let's hide my medicine in the closet. He's a drug-sniffing dog. He found all of it. He ate all of it. I didn't even know dogs could do this. He comes running out of the bedroom. He had the biggest smile on his face. And we know he liked it because when I took him for a walk that night, he tried to lead us to the Taco Bell drive-thru. We turned this police dog into Snoop Dogg. I think that's pretty good. There's a lot of jobs in the police department I wish I had. I actually applied to be a sketch artist. I'm a pretty good artist, so I applied for that position. And I brought in my first assignment, and we'll see what you guys think. This was the assignment, okay? So the assignment was draw the described suspect. He's a short white male, very round eyes, pudgy type face, double chin, wearing a blue and yellow hat and red shirt. Remember, I'm a comedian, as I was a police officer. This was the drawing I submitted. I flunked the assignment. That's all right. Traffic stops or something you have to do on the police department. I'll tell you my top few I thought were good. I pulled over this one guy. He's super intoxicated. And I'm like, sir, I need you to step out of the car. And he goes, I'm too drunk. You get in. Another guy I had, I was like, sir, do you know why I pulled you over? And he's like, bro, if you don't know, I'm not telling you, man. The best one, I had this guy that was speeding. He was speeding pretty good. And he's like, officer, I know you're going to write me a ticket, but I got to be honest with you. There's an illegal gun in my trunk, not registered, and cocaine in my glove box. And I was like, okay. And I get my backup officer. He searches the car. He comes back to us. He's like, sir, there's no gun or drugs in your car? And he goes, yeah, and I bet this lying cop told you I was speeding too. But I'm glad you could make it out to the show tonight, sir. I had a lady one time, an elderly lady. I'm not exaggerating. She was probably over 80 years old, and she had filed a missing person report for her husband. 3 days later, she comes into the police department and she says, I want to cancel that report. And I said, oh, did we find your husband? And she goes, no, I just don't miss him anymore. That's pretty good. Another guy I arrested one time, I'm reading him his Miranda rights, right? And I go, sir, anything you say can be used against you. And he goes, I know. I'm married. Sounds about right. I pulled over some celebrities when I was a police officer. You guys know who Gary Busey is? Gary Busey? So he's a bit crazy, all right? And when he talks, he loves to talk in like riddles. And he says to me, he goes, officer, it's not about how many times you fall down. It's about how many times you get back up. And I was like, Gary, that's not how field sobriety works. Another one was Dennis Rodman. Do you guys know him? So this was in the 90s. He was on the Bulls. I was a Chicago police officer. I pull him over. He's going like 125 miles an hour in a Lamborghini. And he's in trouble at the time with the NBA. And I go, Dennis, I go, you know what? Just give me a good excuse that I've never heard, and I'll let you out of the ticket. And he goes, I'm just trying to keep up with traffic. And I go, Dennis, there's no traffic out here. And he goes, that's how far behind I am. Well, you guys were a lot of fun. Listen, I wanted to give myself a plug. If you are young and you'd like to follow my comedy, if you're on Instagram, you can follow me at The Cop Comic. If you are old, you can follow me on Facebook at The Cop Comic. Phonograph, you can follow me to Cracker Barrel, all right? And after the show, I'm going to be selling t-shirts. All proceeds, all t-shirts tonight go to Jerry's Kids. Jerry's my dad, and I'm one of his kids. So, God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much for having me. Wendy!